Today I received an email from a friend who is married to, and his wife is a closer friend of mine, but he is also a friend. It was CC'd also to his wife, and he was saying that he has not been behaving well in his marriage and has been deceiving his wife, developing quite an emotional attachment to another woman through Facebook, but then eventually evolving into, meeting for lunch and so on and so forth. And that he's also been spending a lot of money on different gadgets and widgets and computer stuff, and not telling his wife about the expenditures. And now the egg cracked open and she found out, and it's a mess. And so his wife has kind of lost trust in him, and he feels a great deal of regret. During this whole process, he was telling himself that he wasn't doing anything wrong, that with this other woman, it doesn't look like they had a sexual relationship, but clearly, there's some energy. That he was telling himself that he was just being a mentor to her, helping her with different projects, giving her advice, and that he wasn't, cheating on his wife in any way. And then when she found out, of course, he realized, uh-oh, I was doing just that. And he feels enormous regret. And he is now very afraid of losing his wife, that she's just going to wash her hands and say, ciao, bye-bye, fellow. And so he wrote for help. So the reason I'm telling you this is we had started before the weekend. I had given a talk about trust. And so this story is about one of trust. Here it's a trust in a marital relationship, but also in a community. We have this same kind of trust that binds us together, that we're all working together for a same goal. And so if someone in the community, for example, were to start writing lots of emails to some other person outside of the community and develop an emotional relationship with that person, then they would start doing some kind of funny things. Eventually the community notices, and then the community very much feels the trust is betrayed, because instead of all of us working together going in the same direction, one person is jumping into a pool of attachment, which is the opposite direction than what we're all going through, where we're all going. Okay, so it's similar in that situation, and I think with Facebook and the internet, it's so easy for these things to happen, and that's why one of the reasons we have regulations here at the Abbey, about how much email people can do, how often they can be on the internet, and that nobody here has Facebook accounts, and that we don't check Facebook unless it has something to do with the Abbey, So it's to help protect us from our minds going off in this kind of direction, which they so easily do. Yeah. So then the question comes, well, in a situation like this man's, or that could happen to any of us, then what do we do? Where we've behaved in a way that has broken trust, and then when we realize what we've done, how do we make amends? Yeah? And the question also arises, on the other part, when somebody has broken trust with us, how do we deal with the situation? And how do we decide whether to continue having a close relationship with this person or not? And how do we heal our own pain in the situation? Yeah, so these are questions that human beings, most human beings wrestle with, because I think most of us at one time or another have broken others' trust, and most of us at one time or another have experienced others breaking our trust. Is that right? Yeah, I know it's true for me. So, okay, so in the situation where we're the one who's broken the trust, I think, of course, you know, I mean, a real sincere feeling of regret is the most important thing. And I was very impressed with this man's email, because he stated the whole thing out, everything, specific details of what he had done. He didn't just say, oh, I had started an emotional relationship to somebody, but now I see I didn't want that. No, he spelled the whole thing out. With the extra spending, he spelled the whole thing out. Wow. You know? And I really respect that. You know? I very much respect that, because, like I said, the email was sent to me and it was CC'd to his wife. And so he is not concealing, you know? And we can see, you know, this relates so much to our Vinaya, you know, that when, for example, in the class of precepts, the Sangha Visesa, if you conceal, well, many of the classes of precepts, all of them actually, if we conceal something, the penalty is greater and the negative karma is greater. This especially shows in the Sangha Visesa class, because for every day that you conceal the offense, there's one more day of penance that you undertake. Okay? So this whole thing, because, you know, our mind is so tricky. We do something and then it's like, well, it wasn't that big of a deal, so I just conceal it, you know, okay, I won't do that anymore, and as long as somebody doesn't find out, it's okay. Or if they, you know, in this case, oh, they find out, but I'll just kind of, you know, I don't need to spell the whole thing out, you know. But so I really respected that he just said, this is what I done, what I did. It was awful, it was reprehensible, and I feel a great deal of regret and sorrow about it. And I really love my wife, and I'm very afraid of losing her right now. Yeah? And that kind of honesty is really the first step for healing, I think. Yeah? So he was asking me about Buddhist practices to do and how Buddhism can help him, because his wife for a long time has been encouraging him to get interested in the Dharma. And he has been doing some meditation, but now he really wants to undertake something that will really help him change these kinds of habits and tendencies within himself. Okay? So I think the regret, the desire to change, and then as his wife is telling him, action speaks louder than words, and she's not satisfied with the words. She wants to see what he's actually going to do. So in our purification practice, that comes as the remedial behavior, isn't it? You know, we have regret, restoring the relationship, making a determination not to do it again, and remedial behavior. So this comes also in his situation of restoring the relationship with his wife. Yeah? So we'll start with that today. Tomorrow we can go on with the topic. Hmm?